Hello, my Musties, my Musty Creative, my Musty Collective. How are you today? I'm Jesús Nolan, your fat rolled indie game developer, and I am going to finally react on video about Unity's pricing changes. And I am very late to the party because I wanted to really understand everyone's points of view, kind of understand where I'm coming from. And if you follow me on LinkedIn, I made a very short post about it, but now I want to make a video about it. And I'm not going to talk too much about this article because everyone in the community, especially the Unity game developers on YouTube, game developers in general around the world, have made lots and lots of content talking about this blog post from Unity that came out September 12th, which was, that was like, wow, like 12 days ago, pretty much almost 12 days ago. So I'm going to talk about Unity's, like, it seems like it's an apology letter, but I haven't read it, so that's going to be my actual reaction. But just as a quick reminder, because I had to go to the Wayback Machine here on archive.org to find this blog post, because Unity's removed it from their entire, from their blog post. So if you try to follow the link, it's not there, which is kind of interesting. I think they should just own up to like how they had it and maybe just post saying something like this has gone away, but maybe they don't want to confuse people looking in the future. But essentially, effective January 1st of 2024, they're introducing a runtime fee that's based on game installs, right? So it's not really, to me, it's not the pricing that's the problem with what Unity did. It's about tracking game installs. That to me is weird, because how are they going to do that? Pretty much putting in a lot of spyware, DRM kind of stuff. And also, installs are, in my opinion, as a software engineer, as a game developer, are not easy to track when you have piracy. You have different types of downloads of the software, especially mobile. This hits mobile really hard, which I am a mobile game developer. And also, if you put your game out on marketplaces like Game Pass, you want people to try out your game, try it out for free, and you don't want to feel pressure to have to price out your game. Like, essentially what I was thinking when January 1st was coming out, I was gonna have to put a fat roll up for like maybe take it down and then like create a brand new fat roll app that was not gonna be free anymore, or freemium with the microtransactions, like, because you can buy a couple skins. But I was just gonna make it so it was like it costs you $1 or $2 to actually play the game. So in like, at least just in case if fat roll really get big, then I would kind of be covered. Now, I do think Unity's strategy here with the runtime fee is to incentivize mainly mobile game developers like myself to use their ad package. And I, at the moment, am not really into using ads. I may in the future, so just letting you know, I may in the future, but I really don't want to. I don't think ads are cool. Like, when I play mobile games, they're really frustrating when I'm having a really fun time, and then I have to face like an ad here, an ad there, everywhere an ad there. And then also sometimes with games being focused primarily to children or younger audiences, sometimes the ads aren't really appropriate, in my opinion, for children. So that's why I didn't put ads in fat roll. But I know that putting in ads is a way to make money and to essentially alleviate the cost of a runtime fee, and that's probably what Unity was thinking. But again, just from my position, I'm not really a big fan of ads, and it's just not fun. Like, you just want to play the game, and I just want people to play the game, not have to have any hindrances and then tell me in their ratings, in the reviews of, I really like this game, but there's too many ads. Like, I just didn't want it to go through that. So anyways, so that's the runtime fee. And let's see here, as you can see, pull down the wrong thing. Yeah, so this is the table everyone's been looking at. And again, if you've seen videos about this, I won't go into too much, but essentially I would be at the Unity personal level. So 200,000 revenue. And this, I do think a lot of people have missed this point. It's $200,000 from the last 12 months. So I think what that means is there's like a range. So in the last 12 months, if you made $200,000, then you'd have to pay the fee. I don't like the retroactive part. That's another thing that I had a problem with, is that retroactively, I think it'd be best that during the 12 months that you made $200,000, that's what you pay for. But if you had 10 million installs beforehand and then you finally started making money in the last 12 months, I don't think you should be charged for the 10 million you had earlier. But that's just me personally. So a lot of people said that you would have to just upgrade to Unity Pro so you can hit the 1 million mark, $1 million in the last 12 months, which is actually pretty awesome. I would love to have that opportunity. And then 1 million total live downloads. But again, especially in the mobile market, like, people download mobile games all the time. Like, I'm trying out games all the time, and I'll try a game and I'll uninstall it like really quickly because either I don't like the ads that are placed, or I don't like the gameplay, or I do like it, but I don't have enough space. So I need to download another game or another app, and I need to make room on my phone. So that's just me personally. It is kind of interesting though, because once you get to the Unity Pro and you get to this level, then you're gonna face an install of 1 cent, which is not bad. Again, the pricing, I don't think is really the problem. It's retroactive pricing and it's tracking of installs. That doesn't make any sense to me. So let's see. All right, Unity's made a bunch of statements on X now. I wish it was still called Twitter. And there's been some FAQs. I've seen stuff posted in the forums. But now they have this new open letter. So let's check that out. Okay, so yeah, an open letter to our community, and it's by Mark Whitten. To be honest, I would have wanted the CEO, which is John Riccatello. I would have wanted him to make this post. That's just my personal opinion. All right, an open letter from Mark Whitten to the Unity community in September 2023. It's a 3-minute read. Oh yeah, and just go back again. If you see the latest posts. Oh, I was wrong. My apologies. Because it was down when I looked at it earlier this week. So I guess they put it back up. Okay, so they did what I said they should do, which is they still had it. They had an editor's note. We have updated runtime fee policy based. Okay. All right, so they have the open letter. All right, cool. Let's check out the open letter. Let's read this. Let's react. To our community, I'm Mark Whitten, and I lead Unity Create, which includes the Unity engine and editor teams. I want to start with this. I am sorry. Dang, they're actually apologizing. I don't blame you, Mark Whitten. I don't blame you, bro. We all know who we blame. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure we can continue to support you today and tomorrow and keep deeply investing in our game engine. And that, like, let's see, keep deeply investing in our game engine. That to me is the key, right? Like, unfortunately, I think one of the moves that in hindsight, 2020 hindsight, was bad in the end is Unity became a publicly traded company, meaning that they're on the stock market and they have to be accountable to their investors, people who own stock in Unity. And there's just a lot more pressure for publicly traded companies than the privately owned company, like I believe Epic, who runs Unreal. I believe they're a privately held company. So in my opinion, if I was CEO, I would try to find a way to like buy all the stock back and take the company private, so you don't have to feel this pressure and you can kind of keep focusing on what's most important here is investing in the game engine. Like, that's why I'm using Unity today and why I started using Unity about 5 years ago. I think Unity is awesome. It's a great game engine. It's very easy as a programmer to get into and to get started and to create a scene and to get stuff working, in my personal opinion. I like it better than using Unreal, and I want to keep using it. And I was really afraid that I would have to stop using Unity because I spent so much time investing in learning this game engine in this system. So I know there's pressure from them from like a stock market standpoint, but also there's pressure to stay competitive with Unreal. There's the Godot game engine that's coming up as well, and they want to keep the market share that they've had, and I get that. I think if they just continue to focus on features so that they have new stuff to show to get people excited about the engine. Like for instance, Unreal has Lumen, their new lighting system, and they have just a bunch of other stuff like Nanite. Unreal 5.3 just came out, I want to say this week or this past week, and it looks amazing. and they might feel some pressure, but if they keep investing in the Unity game engine, which is already amazing as it is, I think they're going to be fine. Like, I'm not going anywhere because I love using the engine. But if you're going to start tracking installs, then I'm going to leave. I'll just be honest. I'm going to have to choose other game engines to actually start stuff with, which is really unfortunate because right now I'm prototyping a multiplayer game in Unity using their new Unity netcode for game object system that they released earlier last year. And it's actually really cool and very easy to start setting up multiplayer games. That would be like really unfortunate. I know you can use Unreal Engine and use netcode for game objects, but it also just be a weird taste in my mouth to like use Unity for their gaming solution and not use their engine. I want to use both. I want to have like native support, right? So it would be a real waste from them to have such an amazing group of services in UGS and then have people stop using their engine altogether because of their policy change. Okay, let's continue. You are what makes Unity great. Oh, thank you. And we know we need to listen and work hard to earn your trust. Yeah, so that's what everyone keeps talking about. Trust is broken. Their GitHub repository that was tracking their changes to their policies. They made a change to the terms of service agreement. Those are things that also matter too. We have heard your concerns and we are making changes in the policy we announced to address them. Our Unity personal plan will remain free and there will be no runtime fee for games built on Unity personal. So there's a caveat. I thought it was gonna be like no runtime fee whatsoever. We will be increasing the cap from $100,000 to $200,000. Ooh, so that's pretty nice actually. And we remove the requirement to use the Made with Unity splash screen. Whoa, that's actually pretty epic. Because right now on FatRoll, if you download right now on iOS and Android devices all around the world, well, not all around the world, but in certain regions, that's the first thing you see. You see Made with Unity. Now I don't mind doing that because it actually looks kind of cool and I feel professional. But then I can put my own branding there and not have to like have the Unity splash screen there. That's actually pretty sweet. I'm definitely a Unity personal person because I don't have the money and I'm not making enough money for my games right now to say to buy Unity Pro. Okay, but here we go. No game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee. That's great. That's great because that's where I'm at. I am a poor indie game developer. Not all of us are making lots of money, but we love what we do. For those creators on Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise, we are also making changes based on your feedback. The runtime policy will only apply. But you're going to track installs? That still sounds bad. But will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. So that was another thing that people talked about that they didn't like is that they didn't give any warning. They just said, bam, retroactively every license if you're using 2019, that's what I originally shipped Unity with was 2019. So yeah, they would be like, okay, if you're using 2019, you have this policy. If you're using 2021, you're using this policy. I don't think that was good either. So at least you kind of can make a decision. I still think people are going to be upset about this, and the community is breaking apart, which is actually really sad. Okay, your games that are currently shipped and the projects you're currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade them to this new version of Unity. That's a better policy. Like, it still sucks because if they're still tracking installs, that is still really annoying. But at least you can make a choice now for your next game, for the next project. Like, am I going to use Unity 2024, which might have some pretty sweet features, or I'm going to jump to another engine, which is not easy for people to do. We will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity editor you are using, as long as you keep using that version. For games that are subject to the runtime fee, we are giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. So, I mean, they already have a great analytics package, so that's how they could track stuff. I don't know why they need to do a runtime fee or a runtime policy, but I guess the thing is that it is your choice to use the analytics package. So if you're not using it, that's not how they're going to track. And maybe they're afraid that people won't like self-report, which I think that's what Unreal does, which does suck. Like, people, if you're making $1 million off Unity, pay them, please. Help us poor game developers out. Okay, both of these numbers are okay, this is interesting, are self-reported from data you already have available. You'll always be billed the lesser amount. Okay, so there is, subject runtime fee. We're giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. Okay, so you have new players, and you have a choice. But okay, you're not really giving it a choice because you will always be billed the lesser amount. So that's not really a choice. That just says if it's lesser, we'll bill you the lesser amount. Okay. And then self-reported data from self-reported from data you already have available. I don't understand that. I wonder if there's a way, like, if this would be fair, if people would like this, is like you will be forced to put in the analytics package, but I don't know, that doesn't sound better either. I'm not sure what the solution would be. I'm not sure about the self-reported part. That's kind of confusing. Okay. We want to continue to build the best engine for creators. We truly love this industry, and you are the reason why. I like to invite you to join me for a live fireside chat hosted by Jason Wyman. Wow, today. So I missed it. Okay. My bad. I'll have to catch it on the YouTubes, where I will do my best to answer your questions. In the meantime, here are some more details. Thank you for caring as deeply as you do, and thank you for giving us hard feedback, Martwin. Again, I would have personally liked John Riccatello. Maybe that's not his job per se, but he is the CEO, the leader of the company, the person who makes the final decisions. Like, the buck stops with him. This is such a big thing that John Riccatello should have been, in my opinion, the one to have written this post, or at least show up on Jason Wyman's show and like talk and get some feedback. But there's been a lot of ire against him, and I'm not gonna get into that too much. I will say, people, do not threaten Unity at all. Do not threaten the game developers at Unity. Do not threaten the CEO. Do not threaten anybody at Unity. That's not how we're gonna make change. That's not how we're gonna make progress. That's just foolishness. It's not what we're about. We're supposed to be a loving, warm community, and yeah, please don't threaten anybody. But again, I don't blame Jason Wyman. I don't know if this was his decision. I think if you're the CEO of a company, the buck stops with you, and such a major decision, I think, ran through John. So I would rather have Mr. Riccatello make that decision, or make this post, or be on the live fireside chat, or do both. Just be there. When Redfall had its issues for Xbox this year when it launched, we saw the head of Xbox making appearances on YouTube shows. Phil Spencer talking about it. He owned it because he's a leader, right? So that's what I would expect out of this one. That's just my opinion. So, all right, devs, some more details. Let's open that up. So as a Unity personal person or developer who's like not making that much money, I'm happy. As long as they're not tracking installs, that's what I care about. For Unity Pro people, I would like to hear their opinions, but again, I'm not that person. Let's see. Summary of Unity Runtime Fee Program. On September 22, 2023, we shared a letter with a summary of changes to our runtime fee policy. This page summarizes and replaces the prior runtime fee policy introduced September 12, 2023. Maybe they should just change that name altogether. Like, I don't know if it's because marketing already did all the copy for it, but just get rid of it, because it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. A runtime fee, like, runtime means that there's something embedded into the executable, right? It just feels weird. If you're on the Unity Personal or Plus plans, the runtime fee does not apply. The new runtime fee will only apply to Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise. And again, just to mention from the letter we just read, it's once you use Unity 2024 LTS and beyond. No games created with any currently supported Unity versions will be impacted. Only those created with or upgraded to the long-term support version releasing in 2024 or later, currently referred to as 2023 LTS. What? Oh, releasing in 2024. So this is 2023 LTS. Oh, wow. Will be impacted. For those games, the fee is only applicable after a game has crossed two thresholds. 1 million USD in gross revenue, trailing 12 months. And it just sucks as gross revenue, because you're already getting hit by Steam or Apple and Google Play. You know, you're getting hit by, you know, all sides. But anyways, people gotta make money. I understand. You're giving us these awesome engines. You're giving us amazing platforms. People gotta make money. I get it. And 1 million initial engagements. So they kind of changed it. So it's not installs, it's initial engagements. Okay, so that sounds better. Again, change runtime fee. Change the name. After crossing these 2 thresholds. So I guess once you cross, then you're in it for forever? Or is it kind of like, I want it to be more of like a moving range. So let's say you have a bad quarter and you go down to $200,000 in gross revenue, then you're not charged anymore, right? But then if you go up in the next quarter to 2 million in gross revenue, then you get charged. I think that's fair, but I don't know if that's what they're doing. After crossing these 2 thresholds, you can choose to pay the runtime fee, either based on monthly initial engagements or 2.5% of your game's monthly gross revenue. Ultimately, you will be charged the lesser of the 2. So maybe that's what it means, right? So either based on monthly initial engagements or 2.5% of your game's monthly gross revenue. So I like the cap that it's only 2.5%, and they'll take the lesser, or monthly initial engagement. So if you have less people engaging, less new people playing your game for the month of, let's say, November compared to October, then I guess over time, because games go up and then they go down. Oops, they go up or go down. So then you should be fine if your game's on the down part of the journey. So I think that sounds good. That sounds good. And it looks like it's just initial engagements instead of installs. That's awesome. All right, key updates. Unity Personal, no runtime fee. Splash screen optional. I know. So I just wonder who's gonna, like, I mean, unless you're just doing a quick experiment and you just don't care, you'll have the Unity splash screen. But it seems like, to me, everyone's gonna stop using the Unity splash screen, because that's why I would go. That's why I would upgrade the Pro, only because of that. Like, I was literally thinking last year, in August, when we released Fat Roll for the first time. Well, not the first time, but when we released Fat Roll, I was thinking upgrading the Unity Pro so I could just, for that first install, like, take out the splash screen and then go right back down to personal. Like, that's what I was thinking about doing. But my apologies to Unity, my bad. But that's what I was thinking. I didn't do it, but that's what I was thinking. And then runtime fee is forward-looking editor terms. We'll make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity you are using, as long as you keep using that version. So that's cool. So again, if you're still on 2021 or 2022, you're not gonna get charged. Runtime fee self-reported on a monthly basis. Yeah, we kind of discussed this. So, and anything else? Anything else? Ooh, come on. Yeah. There we go. That's the FAQ section. Terms. What's the status of the editor terms on GitHub? We are republishing our GitHub repository, where you can find all versions of our Unity Editor Software Additional Terms, previously titled Unity Software Additional Terms, from June 28, 2016. For a complete list of Unity's current terms, see this link. What are you changing in terms? The last changes were made on April 3, 2023. We'll make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity that you are using, as long as you keep using that version. We'll post these changes on our GitHub repository. Is that available now? Hey, it's back. Wow. You didn't have to do these things, Unity. You didn't have to, like, who made these decisions? Who thought this was a good idea? Because, like, I feel a lot better now. I do. I feel a lot better now. But there are so many people in the industry now who are done with y'all. Even if you you brought this back, you took away the retroactive part, you're not tracking installs, and you pushed it forward into the future. Like, you damage your trust and relationship with the community. They're gonna have to talk about this at Copenhagen. You know, I do wish I could be there in person, so I could just, like, look at them in person and be like, you didn't have to do this. I don't know why they made these changes, because this repository was gone. It was 404. Like, you couldn't see this. I'm assuming they didn't delete it. I'm assuming they just made it private. Maybe that's why they did it. That's how they did it, because they were able to bring it right back. But let's see. Well, it only has 9 commits. Oh, maybe they made a brand new one. Oh, Oh, you can tip? What's that do? Tip. Okay, I guess that's broken. I'm not signed in, so maybe that's... Okay, so in conclusion, I'm going to still use Unity. The 2023 LTS that comes out next year, I might not use it. I'll be honest. I might release a new project on Unreal. I still want to check out their multiplayer stuff because it's been the easiest and most well documented multiplayer setup I've encountered in game development. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talk to me in the comments. Enlighten me. But I really like netcode for game objects. I have enjoyed it so far. It's been frustrating because making games that work in multiplayer, that's just frustrating in general. But I'm really enjoying it, and that's probably the only thing that would keep me on Unity. But Unreal 5.3 looks awesome. Godot looks cool. I'm just not ready to go there. If I was making a 2D game, then maybe yes. But I'm also been thinking about even rolling my own engine, to be honest. Like this kind of stuff scares me, and that's why we need more open source, more tutorials in C++ and game engine development. That has also been another thing I've been thinking about. Like maybe I'll just roll my own engine, but that's so much work. And I just want to make games and be in gameplay and be in level design. But anyway, so that's everything there. If you actually thought this was cool, give it a thumbs up and a like. If you want to subscribe for more content and be part of the Musty Collective, feel free to join. But yeah, key updates. Unity Personal, we're free to go. We're good to go. Us poor game developers and experimentalists and are good to go. But no runtime fee, no splash screen. Splash screen is optional. That's actually pretty awesome. And it's self-reported, and they're gonna bill the lesser amount. So that is really cool. Thank you, Unity, for listening to people. Thank you for everyone who actually talked initially. I wish I had talked earlier. I just didn't know, and I wanted to just really understand and make a concise decision on everything. But the community getting forward, getting upset, talking about it, not threatening, but talking about it, posting about it, making videos, that's what keeps the community strong. I'm hoping everybody comes back, but I know already, talking to people in the Discord servers, I know there's people that are actually like gone and done with Unity for good. Last year with the Iron Source acquisition, or it's called Iron Forge. I want to say Iron Source acquisition. A lot of people were upset there, and this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know why we had that terminology, but anyways, it's a saying. So unfortunately, there's going to be people gone. I hope that doesn't impact the YouTube community, because that is really what makes Unity amazing. There's just so many good Unity YouTubers that either talk about their dev life, make dev tutorials. We have so many amazing people investing in this community and in this engine that I would hate to lose that. So I don't know. It just seems like Epic won again. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully in Copenhagen they announce something really amazing, like, I don't know, maybe some kind of competitor to Nanite or Lumen. That would be awesome for the engine. Or I don't know, because they have their AI stuff that's on the that's coming. Maybe they'll have more updates for netcode for game objects, make it even easier to get started. But wow, this has been pretty crazy. So that's my reaction to it all. I like the results, but maybe other people don't, and I'd like to hear their opinions. So for more updates on that, keep subscribed and stay musty. Take care.